The goddess of democracy stood for 5 days in Tiananmen Square before the tanks rolled in. Her smaller, bloodied and cuffed reincarnation stood in Victoria Park, Hong Kong today, 30 years on, complete with the trappings of the 2019 protesters. Today, a ballsy show of popular defiance in the face of ever more aggressive threats from Beijing. A vast sea of protesters, the young and the old, whose cheering and chanting echoed off the surrounding skyscrapers.
How are you feeling about this turnout?
Actually, we can see only part of it.
Bonnie Leung, whose civil rights group organised this, claimed the turnout proved there was still broad support for this popular revolt, despite sickening violence this past week.
No matter how much violence we have seen from the police, we are scared, but it's not enough to scare away from the streets, scare away from the campaign. We will still soldier on until we see our demands be responded by the government.
There's been no response from the government to demands for an independent inquiry into the allegedly excessive use of force by the police. Speakers lambasted what they called Chinese-style repression, demanding heads roll. Beijing, meanwhile, has been branding the protesters here rioters, verging on terrorists.
The threat of a crackdown is real enough, and in Hong Kong the rumours are right. The Chinese narrative, the propaganda machinery, suggests that the protests here are at the mercy of a foreign-controlled terrorist cell. But if you look at the turnout here, it suggests that most Hong Kongers who are demonstrating in favour of democracy are interested in peaceful protest.
Remember, we don't hate the police.
It was at this point that fat, heavy raindrops began to explode like water bombs. The leaden clouds had welled to bursting, and Hong Kong's umbrella revolutionaries brandished their weapons. The downpour sustained for hours, but the drenching failed to extinguish the fire and the passion. Crowds themselves flooding onto nearby roads, choking highways. I found Katie, a grandmother, watching. She was quite overcome.
These 2 months, I cried many times. Cannot sleep. I'm 65 years old. I know this is my children, my son, my daughter. I see in my heart cannot, how to say.
The protesters surged down the 2-mile-long route of the march which the police had banned, every one of them risking up to 5 years in jail for unlawful assembly. By day's end, the organisers claimed 1.7 million had attended the rally. As they marched, fresh footage, complete with bellicose soundtrack, was circulating, released by China's state media, of armed police units conducting riot control training just across the border. This comes after numerous ominous warnings.
So you think they're just bluffing?
Yeah.
Just to scare people?
Yeah.
Are you scared?
No. Because we all know they won't come here. Yeah. Because Hong Kong is too valuable to China.
So there you have it. They think China's bluffing. A huge posturing exercise designed to intimidate Hong Kong. But it seems Hong Kongers just don't buy it. Everybody knows that China needs a stable, prosperous Hong Kong too much.
Although the police disagree, today's turnout was probably the highest in almost 3 months. It was peaceful, and that alone makes it hard to justify Chinese intervention.